Billy, Miles Davis wrote a song, Billy Preston. You toured with the Stones. Your association with the Beatles is legendary. Can you tell us about your new album on Megatone Records?
Oh, yes, I'm very happy with the album. The name of the album is On the Air. And on the album, I have a tribute to the Beatles, which I'm proud of. And it's kind of like a thank you song to them. And I did another one of their songs, Here, There, and Everywhere. And on the album, I have the single is called And Dance. And it's a fun song. It's like a new wave kind of style for me. And I'll have some instrumentals on there. And it's a well-rounded album, so I'm very pleased with it.
We hear you're also getting into music videos, and you just completed And Dance.
Yeah.
In San Francisco was the shot.
That's right, yes. It was fun shooting the video for And Dance. This is the first major video I've done. And it was a lot of fun, and we did it in the streets with a lot of people. And so it's very lively, and it moves along, and I think it's going to be exciting. I hope everybody likes it.
I'm sure they will. You've also been working in the movies. Can you tell us a little bit about your new project?
Well, I just finished doing a movie called Blame It on the Night with Mary Clayton, and it's a musical video. Video, I've got video on the brain. But it's a musical film, and I'm playing a cameo role in it.
Ray Charles. Every time I read about Billy Preston, we see Ray Charles. Can you tell us a little bit about your association with Mr.
Ray Charles? I love Ray Charles. He's my musical Jesus. I remember when I first started playing in school, I had a group called Billy Preston and the Billettes, and we did nothing but Ray Charles songs. And I finally got a chance to work with Ray Charles. I worked with him for 3 years, and he's just an incredible man. I love him.
Billy, what was it like working with the Beatles, and how did fame really affect them?
Well, it was a pleasure working with them because I met them in 1962, and this is like before they had made it big, and they were opening acts on the show. In fact, I remember getting them free Coca-Colas from the club owners when I was working with Little Richard over there. And it was a pleasure working with them and seeing, the fame happen to them and seeing how they dealt with it. It was like really overwhelming for them, because they were locked up into this room always together, and very hard to find who were they by themselves. And I had got a chance to, live with them and see what their lives were like. And it was very overwhelming to be a Beatle, but I think they wore it very well.
You've often been called the fifth Beatle because of your playing on the albums. Could you tell us a little bit about Apple Records in those days?
Oh, Apple Records was fun. It was like a home, because you had the freedom to do whatever you wanted. In fact, the first time I got a chance to sing on an album was on Apple. And the first time I got a chance to co-produce my records, and that was with George. We did 3 albums together.
So, Billy, what's in store for 1984?
Hey, more of the same. More videos, more music, more records, more appearances, and, just a lot more fun. Just make music. Yeah.
We understand you're going off to Europe to do a tour.
Yes, we're going to Europe. We'll be all over Europe, and looking forward to it.
The places in Europe that you've been to, comparing them to the United States, do you see a difference in, young adults or the kids, or?
Well, I think the reaction to music, people all over the world, they're pretty much alike, But I do find that the Europeans really get into the background and information. They want to know about the stars and who played on the records, and they remember you. They don't just judge you by your last record. They kind of remember you forever, if you've touched their lives musically.
Your roots in music, can you take us back to where it all began?
Well, it all started when I was 3 years old. I came from a musical family. My mother plays and my older sister plays, and I grew up playing in church. And that's my musical background in gospel. I love it.
Your whole family is based in music, is that correct?
Yes, my mother sings, and my sister, she has a choir named the Voices of Deliverance, and in fact, we're going to be doing some gospel music together.
So, we've already listened to On the Air, your new LP, and it's very diverse. Can you explain why you've gone from, you have straight-ahead dance music, you have R&B, you have ballads. Is this a concept you'll be doing in the future?
Yeah, well, we'll be trying to do, some special albums, like an all-instrumental album or an all-ballad album. But I like variety of songs and music, and I usually like to include different kinds of songs, a gospel song, maybe a jazz song, or just different styles of music in an album. I think I enjoy that personally myself.
Mr. Preston, how do you deal with the ups and downs of the music business?
Pray. I have to pray, you know, because it's faith. You know, you're out there on faith, and you have to really just be determined not to let, you know, your feelings get hurt by, you know, not being number one all the time, or everybody's not applauding you. You have to really, you know, get used to just being, you know, with yourself, you know, sometimes, you know, just to be able to say, well, just because my record's not number one doesn't mean I'm not a bad guy, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing I try to deal with it, just by being, you know, just accept it as it comes, be grateful.
I have a couple of questions. Anytime.
Billy, when you started in music, music videos were non-existent. Now they're a standard feature. How do you see this changing the music business?
Oh, I'm excited by music video, you know, because music to me is visual, you know, because it's hard to get that emotion and that visual thing, that expression across on record a lot, for me at least. I know the live performances, I can really like touch and look in the eyes and, you know, make expressions and things. And I think it really helps the performer to get across, get the song delivered, you know, and I'm excited about it.
So when you're writing your songs, are you thinking video at the same time you're writing?
Yes, definitely now, yeah.
Take us back on memory lane a little bit and tell us some experiences with the Beatles.
Well, I remember 1962 when I was over in Hamburg, Germany at the Star Club with Little Richard, and we were the headline act, and so my organ was sitting on the stage all the time. So the Beatles act, they were on opening, and I would always come out in the wings and watch them. And so one night George said, well, come on out here and play the organ with us, you know. And I said, I wanted to, and I said, no, because Little Richard would get mad, you know, because he's the star, you know, you're not supposed to play with anybody but the star, you know. Yeah.
Great.
All right.
That's a wrap.
Voila.